Hey guys, welcome to Boost Podcast here on the BoostPad channel. This is episode 2. My name is Chris, and here with me we have Anthony Guillermo.
What's up?
Hello. We're back with our second episode here. It has been about 2 weeks since we put up our first episode. We were originally going to make this a weekly thing, but school just started here, so we had to take a little bit of time to kind of work our schedules around. So hopefully we can continue to do weekly things, but if not, we'll let you know.
Yes, we will let you know indeed. So, here we talk about the video games, right?
Yes,
Probably.
probably
Most of the time.
most of the time.
Yeah.
So, our first topic of the episode is DLC. A lot of people hate it, a lot of people like it, a lot of people in the middle. So,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw it right out there. DLC is amazing.
Usually,
Okay. Well, you I'm assuming that by that you mean the DLC that is
like,
probably $20 to $30 DLC that's like story DLC, like the Last of Us DLC or Red. What was the DLC for Red Dead Redemption? Like
I don't know.
the
I can't
zombie
think of
one.
any. Yeah,
The zombie
I forget what it
Undead
was called.
Nightmare.
yeah, that's what
Undead
it was.
Nightmare. That was basically like DLC, but it was packaged as its own game. But I'm assuming that's the type of DLC that you're saying that you enjoy.
Uh, I would say yes, but I also enjoy all the. Well, no, I wouldn't say enjoy all the cosmetic DLC because some of that is pretty cool too. It's annoying when something really cool is behind a paywall, but for the most part, I do like it. Season passes, on the other hand, that's where I draw the line. I don't really like that.
Most of the time.
You don't like season passes. Yeah, I think that those are kind of dumb because usually you're paying for everything before you even know what it is. Like
Hmm.
for example, for the Batman Arkham Knight
I knew you were gonna bring this up.
season pass. Yeah, well, you didn't know what you were getting, and you paid like how many? Like $40 for the
Yes,
season
yes,
pass.
$40.
That is so much. That is almost the price of the game. That is the price of many games that are out there that are a lot longer than the Batgirl DLC, a lot longer than some of the 15-minute DLCs that came with the game.
Mm,
So
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of an example of sometimes it doesn't pan out to be what you want, but I'm not sure if they're adding more DLC still. Is that still
yeah, they're still
what they're
they're
doing
still doing that. They're rolling out every month. Around
every month?
yeah, around 3 packs, maybe. Like September, we already got the challenge maps, and then next week we get the Tumbler from the Dark Knight, along with the Dark Knight Rises suit, and then the last week of September we get our first story DLC with Nightwing.
Your second one.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Well,
second one.
yeah, okay. So, well, I'm only counting the story DLCs because I think that's what most people paid for. That's what most people bought their season pass for. I mean, obviously there are people like you said who like cosmetic items. For me, I bought the I pre-ordered it from GameStop. I pre-ordered Arkham Knight, and it gave me a couple of different skins and a couple of things or whatever. It gave me like the Scarecrow missions, all that stuff,
Yeah,
and that was fine because I didn't pay any extra money. But I don't think I'd be looking at where Arkham Knight is right now and be able to justify the $40 for that season pass, where it's mostly at this point just a couple skins, of which, you know, you can only use one at a time, right?
yeah,
And you're eventually gonna find one or two that you like, so half of them aren't even worth having.
that is very true. But I think when we get to the point of it is DLC is awesome for any game, but you have to like the game
Mm-hmm.
because
That's true.
That's true.
if you don't like the game at all, then you're not gonna like the DLC.
Yeah.
For example,
Isn't
continue
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it like the reason people buy season passes is because they trust the developer that created that game, so they know, or they feel like they know what they're gonna get, so that's why they would purchase it because they want it, even if they don't know what it is already.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of it, but I don't know if that's a good thing necessarily.
I think that's
I
personal preference.
Yeah, that is a personal preference.
I don't know if that's true either because I'm saying I don't know if it's necessarily a good thing to be charging a ton of money for things that people don't even know what they are. There's a difference in, purchasing it because you trust the developers or you want to support the developers than there is in blindly buying it. Because if you want to support them, you can wait till the DLC gets released or revealed at least and then purchase it. There's no big difference. I just don't really agree with season passes. I don't think I've ever bought a season pass, and I don't really expect to necessarily. But I mean, if they're cheaper,
Oh, wait, you did
like
get one season pass. Came with the Destiny bundle.
Yeah.
oh yeah, that's true. But that's because
It came with the limited
I
edition with the steel book
yeah, it
and
just
all
came
that.
with limited. But I'm not going to pay extra money that I wasn't going to pay in the first place for that
If they
because
got the Destiny thing for $100 and they're like, hey, pony up $40 more for the season pass, you would have
yeah,
been nah.
yeah. The Destiny bundle was $90, I believe, and it came with the first two DLCs and the steelbook case, which is the big reason that I bought it because I like steelbook cases a lot.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that is an example. But going back to your point to what you said that you have to really like the game, I do think that that's somewhat true, but not entirely true because there are games out there that I do enjoy the DLCs of more than I actually enjoy the actual game.
Really?
Like
Not Destiny.
Not not Destiny.
not Destiny, no. Um, I would say that I don't know if this necessarily counts. The first thing that comes to mind is Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which, by the way, it's ridiculous the fact that it got pulled off of the PSN and the Xbox Live Arcade or whatever it's called,
Xbox
the
Live Arcade.
marketplaces. Yeah, it got pulled off, and so did the DLC, so you can't buy them anymore. And the DLC, one of the DLCs that came with it was the ability to play multiplayer. So not only can you not download the game anymore, which is, pretty dumb, which is a problem with just digital
Wait,
games,
what happened
I
with that?
guess.
So was this from
It just got
licensing?
pulled. It was probably licensing issues. I don't really remember, but it got pulled from the stores and you can't buy it anymore. But I already have it installed on my PS3, so I can play it, whenever I want.
Mhm.
But same thing with PT.
Yeah.
I still have it installed, so I can play it, but it's not available for everybody else. But I didn't download the online DLC or whatever, but it definitely looks like it makes the game a lot more interesting. It makes it a lot more fun to play, and I haven't been able to do that because
There's no possible way.
there's no way to get it anymore. Yeah, but the that's something. Well, like I said, I don't know if that really counts because it's not really a DLC that replaces the game or adds a lot to the game. It just kind of uses the base game.
That
But I'm
that's the
I'm probably
DLC
just
that I don't
forgetting.
like. Like if you're like a functionality wise, like
Oh yeah,
to bring
that should not have been DLC that you paid for.
yeah
That should have been released for free.
yeah or like the same thing with going back to Destiny with Rift and Mayhem. They're doing that preview event for everyone. I think that they should just update the multiplayer. I don't think that should come with the DLC. Like the DLC should just be the story, maybe the raid, maybe the weapons and stuff like that. But like the game modes themselves, I don't think that should have been DLC.
I disagree because there are two very distinct portions of Destiny. There is PvE and PvP. PvE gets a lot of stuff from all these DLCs. PvP does not really find anything except for a couple of different maps. So adding a reason for PvP players to buy the DLC is really important for them in order to get that half of the audience to purchase it. Because for a lot of people, I mean, you can get the weapons or most of the weapons without ever even buying the DLCs, can't you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So for some people who play PvP, maybe they'll just get lucky and get a couple of exotics to drop, and that's all they need. So they're not really looking at any reason to buy the Taken King because the updates that come before it for free are enough for them to feel like the game is new enough to keep playing, but they're never going to buy it. So I definitely think there's a reason
to have that.
for yeah for certain DLC to be priced and also to be including certain things because they're catering to their audiences. Because they're trying to make money off of it, of course.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all business. They don't know you a thing.
Even the emojis.
You mean the emojis? You mean
Emojis,
the
emotes. The
emotes?
emotes.
Yes.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna
said
add some
that.
emojis.
Emojis, yeah. No, the emotes.
Yeah.
$40. Oh my gosh.
Uh, those are 20, I think.
Yeah, they think they're 20, but when they first
I
announced it, they were like $40. Get your emotes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna waste $20 on that though.
I'm getting it for like not for free necessarily, but because I'm getting that new PS4 bundle with the Taken King. I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah.
Oh, you do?
I mean,
Yep.
Oh, sweet, sweet.
yeah. I mean, I was kind of thinking that I want to buy it, but I don't know if I want to spend $20 on some stupid things.
Yeah.
I'm not
No.
gonna buy it just because I don't have
No.
a warlock and a titan. So I'm just paying for these hunter
Yeah.
things, and that's not worth $20.
Mm. Well, okay. So we talked about DLC a little bit. Let's go ahead and try to recall some of our favorite DLC packs that have come out. All right. Sorry about that. Skype just dropped the call unexpectedly, so we'll just try to pick up from where we were. I believe I was asking Guillermo to call out any of his favorite DLC packs.
Well, I would say one of my first favorite DLC packs was when Black Ops was like still the biggest thing because when the Resurrection pack came out, because I was like I was so fond of zombies back in that time. Not in Black Ops 2 because Black Ops 2 zombies was terrible, but that's a different story. But in Black Ops 1, the zombies was so good, and when they said that they were gonna release the stuff they came out with like the original game that was with the Hardened edition that I didn't get, I was just so excited. And when I saw all the trailers, I think that was probably one of my favorite DLCs that was ever released.
Which one?
The Resurrection pack.
Oh, original game. You mean World at War?
Yeah,
That was actually the DLC that made me buy Black Ops. Like I bought it. I bought the disc, and then I bought $20 on PSN, and I bought that DLC.
it's so
Cause
That
good.
was really cool. It was entirely focused around zombies, which was really weird because that hadn't happened before, and
Yeah,
I don't think it's happened since then.
yeah, it hasn't happened.
But it was like we had three DLC packs that had one zombie map and then a bunch of multiplayer maps, and then now we're just gonna have this one with all zombies.
That
Even
was
though a
awesome.
lot of the maps weren't new, there was that one new one, Moon, which was really cool.
It's
we're going to the
And
awesome.
moon, boys.
Going to the moon, boys.
I will disagree with you when you said Black Ops 2 zombies sucked because the
Except for the one.
original
Yeah,
map that came with Black Ops 2 zombies sucked. Transit sucked.
that
It
one
had a
Transit.
cool idea.
I remember playing that.
so bad.
It was a cool idea, but it was really annoying and it was
Yeah,
really hard.
Didn't the bus
Um,
driver kick you off sometimes?
I
yeah,
think he could if you knifed him or something.
yeah.
But the DLCs were all pretty good. Die Rise was it was all right,
I thought it
and
was. I didn't think it was that fun.
it
Die
was
Rise was
pretty.
the Chinese one on the
Yeah,
building. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty cool, and the Buried was really cool.
I
I
liked
thought,
Buried. The Buried
and then of
story
course
with
Origins
yeah.
was awesome.
Origins was my favorite.
Origins is my favorite zombies map, and
Talking
for
about
any of you guys out there watching, we aren't like huge Call of Duty fans or anything like that. The only Call of Duty games that I've actually like played are like Black Ops and Black Ops 2. So,
yeah,
and probably Black Ops 3 when it comes out, just because I enjoy those games.
yep.
I'm not a huge like PvP guy. I don't even know what you call it in that game. Just
Just
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
There's
Yeah,
I'm
multiplayer.
not
Yeah.
huge on multiplayer. I'm okay at it, I guess,
yeah,
but I prefer zombies.
yep.
Yeah. No, do you think Black Ops 3 is gonna have like a zombie, like only zombies DLC?
I
Probably
hope.
not.
I don't know.
It probably
Did,
won't.
wait,
But
Probably
it does
won't.
did
have
Black Ops
if you
2
buy the
have
hard
one?
No.
if you buy the hardened edition, it comes with a zombie map exclusive
Yeah, the giant. It's
giant
amazing.
zombie map. But I'm sure that'll come out like
Yeah, it'll
a
probably come
month
out
later
eventually, like they
or
did with
something.
Nuketown back in Black Ops 2.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's right.
Mhm.
So, okay, so for me, I guess some DLC packs that I guess I have to at least mention. The GTA 4 story packs were pretty great, I would
Let's go
say.
bowling, guys.
I didn't own GTA 4 like on the PS2 and like PS3 and stuff. The only GTA's I had were Liberty City. I had one on PSP. It might have been Liberty City. I don't remember.
Liberty
Um,
City Stories, yeah, on
yeah.
PSP.
Yes. And then I had GTA 5, of course, now. And I also had one other one. I don't remember which one it was. I had another one for the PlayStation 2 as well. But I never had GTA 4, although I have seen people play the DLC packs and stuff, and I have to say they're pretty cool.
Yeah. So for me, DLC. Well, shout out to my Batgirl. on the Arkham Knight, just because I could finally play as Batgirl. But that's just me. I think the best or the coolest DLC. Hmm. I really enjoy, maybe not necessarily like the playing the games as playing the DLC, but I enjoy when they release trailers or and anything with fighting game DLC characters. Like when you finally see the reveal of the new characters. Like in Mortal Kombat, you got to see Predator, that was awesome. Jason, that was awesome. Injustice, you got to see Martian Manhunter, you got to see Batgirl, you got to see Lobo, and then the Smash Bros things, where it's like I don't like Smash just because that's my personal preference. But like I love seeing the reveal trailers, like when Ryu came out and he's like, or Ryu enters the arena or whatever it's called, and seeing uh Duck Hunt Dog, that was awesome. Mega Man, the reveal of Mega Man, I remember that a lot. It was E3.
Yes.
You
That
remember
was
that?
amazing, dude.
My top three favorite reveals for Smash, which they're all amazing. Like Smash Brothers, like it perfected like that hype that they're trying to get people to feel with these new characters and
Yeah,
to
the hype is what gets me,
yeah, and
and
to
I
get
like
people
that.
hyped up for the game. My favorite three were the Mega Man reveal, which is probably my favorite, the Duck Hunt reveal, which is my second favorite, and then the Little Mac reveal, which is my third.
Oh yeah, Little Mac, I forgot about
I
it.
like the Wii Fit Trainer reveal because it was really funny and it was out of nowhere. It wasn't like a big reveal. It was just kind of revealed at like a side event on
Yeah,
E3.
that was pretty cool.
So that was a little weird, but those are really cool ones. Pac-Man one was pretty cool too.
That one was pretty
I think the
cool.
weakest one is Bowser Jr.
That one was.
I
That one
don't
wasn't that
remember
good.
seeing that one.
I remember it. It was after the game was released too that
Yeah,
they put out that trailer.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I like the Palatino one just because I like to watch anime and like the anime style that they used
That
in
was
it was
really
pretty
cool.
cool.
That was
Yeah.
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I was like, dude, now they gotta make a Smash Bros. Anime. Come on.
Okay. Yeah, that's not happening.
That's not happening, but that'd be
You call
awesome.
it
It's like that.
Amiibo anime, anime
Amiibo.
Amiibo.
Anime Amiibo. Dude,
There you go.
here it is. Okay.
No, yeah. So fighting game DLC, I like a lot. And then we have the new Mortal Kombat DLC that got announced yesterday, I think,
Yeah.
for
Possibly
2016.
Wolverine.
Really?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Where did they say that?
On the picture that they like
Reveal?
attached to the announcement, it had silhouettes of the four characters that are going to be coming, and one of them looks very similar to like the hairstyle that Wolverine has.
Does he have the claws?
No, it's a silhouette. You can't really tell.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of just like you can see the top of their head and like up to like their mid, like torso.
Oh, okay, okay.
So maybe Wolverine.
But he's
That'd be
already in
awesome.
Marvel vs. Capcom.
That'd be cool. Yeah. So
That'd be really,
so
really
what?
cool. Oh,
That
it's
would
Batman. Put Batman in Mortal
put
Kombat.
Batman
Yeah,
in.
they're gonna put Batman in Mortal Kombat, right?
Yep.
No, don't do that, because then he gets his head ripped off, and then I'm gonna start crying.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that all our thoughts on DLC?
Yeah.
Think so.
That's pretty good.
Yep.
Okay.
So our second topic is Chris.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say it, but okay. So our second topic here is kind of related to DLC in a big fashion. It is remasters and repackaging games, like collections and stuff like that. And what do we think about that? Is it bogus? Is it not cool?
I
Is it the
think
same thing?
I think it's a good idea if they want to bring in like new people that they like say like for me like when I first played Sonic Gem Collection I never played like I hadn't really played any of the old games that were for Sonic because I was around like Sonic Adventure so when I played Sonic Gem Collection I found other games that I thought were really cool so in some cases like collection games could be cool but that's just me. And like the new Mega Man collection that they just released on the PSN and Xbox markets.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. This nostalgia comes back
Yep.
and it gets you.
um, I gotta say, for collections and bundles and stuff like that, even though they're not that common anymore, I think those are really cool. I think it's really Cost efficient as well. Like the Rare Replay that came out, 30 games for
Hmm.
$30. I mean, like 10 to 15 of those games are just like worthless. So you're really only paying for like half of the games in there that are like worth any of your time, like the Banjo Kazooie and like Battletoads and all that stuff.
Yep.
But it's still a really good deal for 30 games. That's a ton. That and those are games that came out probably at $60 when they were released. So
Yeah.
that's a really good deal. Also for Mega Man Legacy Collection, that game is so crazy good because it emulates the Mega Man games exactly how they played on NES. Because even with the slowdown and stuff, which it's kind of a question: should they have fixed the slowdown? Should they have fixed the glitches? But I think that they did a good job in not touching that. They just emulated the games perfectly onto the new consoles, and it looks amazing. Even though like it's designed for a different TV, setup, it looks
It
amazing.
ha-
And also they
it has
have
the little border things, right, where it has artwork on the
yeah, you
side.
can have that. You can turn it off too. I
Oh,
played
okay.
I played through most of the games with it on because it looked kind of cool and it wasn't too like obstructive that I couldn't like tell what was going on the screen. But you could also turn them off. You can make the game full screen. You can make it widescreen if you want, but I don't know why you would ever want to do that. There's also a couple options that you can like um, change the effect of the screen to make it look cool or whatever. But for the most part, and this is what I was gonna say, for all repackaging like collection stuff, there has to be something extra. There has to be something there. If
Mm,
in rare replay, it was the snapshots, which
yeah.
gave you like a couple of minutes, maybe a little bit less than that, of like the best parts of the certain games that you could play. And then for Mega Man Legacy Collection, there's the challenges, which you can get
You can
bronze,
get
silver, gold
yeah.
medals on, which are really hard actually. Because like for example, there's one to beat like that one boss in Mega Man 2, I think, the dragon one, and if you use one of the, I believe it's Cutman, his power up, you can kill him in like 13 seconds, and it's really easy, and you can get a gold on that. But then like the very first challenge, if you, I'm trying to go through it as fast as I can, and I'm not crazy good at Mega Man or anything, but I get through in like a minute and like 20 something seconds, and I still only get silver, even though the recommended time is like 5 minutes. And it's just like these are really challenging, and they really keep you there. You can keep playing this game even after you've beaten all the Mega Man games. I've already played through all of them, but I can still go back and have all of these challenges to go through still. I think that's really important when you're repackaging a game to have more substance there for people to go back to, for people to have a reason to pick up this game other than just convenience, rather than just going back to their old systems and playing on those.
So so do you think like better better graphics, is that a reason to go back? Like, is do you count that in the same category? Or is that a different thing?
What do you mean better graphics?
I think he means like remasters.
Yeah, like yeah, when you remaster a game,
Oh,
like
okay. Well, here I'll put this in there for you then. So for Mega Man, they didn't change the graphics. That was a good idea because it keeps like the retro feel and it keeps it nostalgic. But then you go back to like the Banjo Kazooie re-release for the Xbox 360, and they changed all of the graphics to make them high def. And I thought that made the game better necessarily, not necessarily like the game itself, but it made it look nicer. It made it look more modern. And I think that in that case, when it's a game that the graphics aren't necessarily a big factor, then yeah, make the graphics better. Like talking about like Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, right? And this is
yeah.
more, we're going more towards remasters and collections at this point. But that game, it looks better on PS4 than it does on PS3, you know, and that doesn't change the gameplay at all. So that's,
Yeah, that,
cool, do that. But then, you're kind of like a good example of both of those type of things, of like adding extra stuff as well as adding um, like high definition graphics or whatever, is DuckTales Remastered, which is one of my favorite games like of all time. It is such a cool game. It's a little buggy with the controls, but the rest of the game is amazing. The artwork and the music have been completely redone from the original NES game, and it is fantastic. It doesn't really give you a whole lot of like challenges or anything to go back to, but there are trophies and there are things like that which are always good. And then
yeah.
there is the three different difficulties. There's like easy, medium, expert. And maybe there's even four. I think there's also hard in between there. But if you really like the game, you can always go back and try to master it. Which it could have included more actually. Now that I think about it, well, it does have like all like the gallery with all the art and stuff, and concept art, which is kind of cool. But I think that when you're going back to a game that's really old, it's kind of their decision whether or not they want to.
Yeah, I feel like if it's really old, like I don't want, I really don't want to see like the original Super Mario Bros. Remastered, like with the new graphics. No, because the old graphics is what makes it look cool and memorable. But there's a what was that game? Goodness, I'm blanking out. Never mind, Guillermo, go ahead.
Well, it's just something I was gonna say really quick about the Mario thing. Well, Super Mario Maker basically has the graphics from like the original Mario Bros. As one of the options, except it is updated and put into high definition, and it looks really cool. Basically,
Yeah.
all they did was update like all of, like the resolutions to make it look nicer, but they also added like drop shadows in the back, and then it looks really nice. Even though it's not the same as the 8-bit style, but it mimics it and it looks better, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say actually when you were saying stuff about the Mario. I was gonna say like the Super Mario Maker thing. It's pretty cool what they're doing. Like yeah, it looks like you said similar to what the 8-bit graphics were, and then just like HD. And then something else I was gonna say about remastered is what about that new Final Fantasy VII remaster, man? It's
Oh yeah, the
awesome.
remake.
We don't have to worry about that for a long time.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it until like 2028.
yeah, but it's still pretty cool that just that small teaser that they made was just awesome.
Well, I mean that's one of those games. Even though it's like crazy, like popular, it is kind of okay, I think, for them to change the graphics.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah,
because they have already released the game again with high def graphics.
yeah, like pixelated games when they have that pixel vibe to them. I don't want them to remaster those because they look cool on their own. Normally they look cool on their own, but like these 3D polygonal games, that's where I'm like, can you change that for me, please? I don't really like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I was also gonna bring up the Uncharted collection,
Oh yeah.
the Drake collection. That's also when you're bundling all the games and you're also bumping up all the you're remastering, if you will.
Yep.
I think that's a good idea. It kind of prevents the whole um, thing with like the Xbox compatibility, like Xbox One excuse me, the Xbox One compatibility, backwards compatibility with the Xbox 360, and how you can go back and play like the God of War games, right? So how is that going to affect sales on a God of War collection? You know,
Yeah.
Hmm.
so I think that's kind of something that they have to take into consideration because they can't really do that. 'Cause, I mean, what was that Halo collection that came out? The Master Chief
The
collection.
Master Chief
Yeah.
Like,
collection.
who's gonna go back and buy the Master Chief collection when they can just play, Halo 3 on their Xbox One now, which I believe was an Xbox 360 game, right? It was an
Yeah.
Xbox? Yeah, it was Xbox 360. Because I mean, honestly, people probably aren't going back to play like the original Halo because that already had a remake, right? It had the Combat Evolved remake,
Yeah.
which you could also get on Xbox 360, and then Halo 3, Halo 4, those as well.
Yep.
How is that going to affect things like that? I mean, granted, that game came out, a while before these backwards compatible games will be available, but in the future, how is that going to change?
Hmm.
So would you rather? Because in my opinion, I rather have remastered editions of games than backwards compatibility. Cause
I
I,
mean, I
cause
would
I,
too, but for people who don't really care and they're just like, it's the same game, then why would they spend their money on it?
yeah, but that's a different audience. Like I think the hardcore, people who are like, oh, when is this game coming out, or when is this game coming out? Because okay, let's say you can go back and play Fallout 3 on
Okay.
PS4 just by putting in your PS3 disc, or Bethesda remasters Fallout 3 for PS4. Like I would want to buy the new edition because I know
Yeah.
that they believed in it, so it's gonna be pretty cool.
Well, that
Hmm.
kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier, which is they have to add stuff. If they're going to remaster it, you can't just change the graphics and then say this is a whole new game. Pay a whole another $60
No,
for it.
but no, I don't. I don't mean just put on a new painted coat or a new. Yeah,
Code of
new
Paint,
coat
yeah.
of paint. Yeah. But I mean, like, some people were saying like the shooting was off and like the frame rate could drop and stuff like that. Like you could fix all of that. Fixing all of that and like graphics bump up, I think that's worth itself. I mean, look at The Last of Us Remastered.
Hmm.
That's
Yeah,
what it, and it still
that's
sold like crazy. But that's a different thing because it was in a time where no games are coming out.
true.
That's true.